Welcome students. Once again here we continue with our data handling, the second part about the bar graph. So here we are going to discuss about interpretation of bar graph and drawing of bar graph. So first let's take what are the bar graphs. So in bar graph, basically it's a graphical representation, and here bars of uniform, that is the same width, are drawn either horizontally or vertically with equal spacing between them. Please remember this. You should have the equal space between the graph, and the length of the bar, or you would say the height of the bar, will give us the required information. So let us see how it works. So first we take the example of interpretation of bar graph, and what are the steps for the interpretation. So first of all, you have to read the question, because before the bar graph, whatever instructions given to you gives you the idea about what the bar graph refers to, that is what is it related to. Secondly, you have to go with the scale chosen. If any scales are chosen, you will learn it as I give you the example, and after that you will start answering the questions. So let's take the example here. As you could see here, marks scored by Celine in term 1 exams are depicted in the given bar graph. The scale is taken as 1 unit is equal to 10 marks. Okay. Here, this could be represented differently as 1 unit is equal to 5 marks also. So you have to be careful for the scale. So it says 1 unit is equal to 10 marks. Accordingly, we go with it and we answer the questions. Now, first of all, if you could see, it has been represented horizontally. The horizontal one, it is called as x-axis, and the vertical line, they are meeting each other at one point. They are perpendicular to each other, which we call it as x and y axis. And this data or this bar graph, it is in the form of horizontal form. Okay. Now, as you can see, it represent English marks, Sanskrit marks, maths marks, science and social science. You could see the space between them is same, and their heights are different. The length of the bar or the height of the bars are different, which depicts the marks scored by Celine in each subject. Okay, so once we have seen this, now we read the question. The first question says, in which subject she scored maximum marks? So as you can see, the length, the one with the maximum length, yes, you can see this 95, that is maths. So you could write the answer. She scored maximum marks in mathematics. And how many marks? 95 marks. So let's go with the second question. What is the minimum marks scored by her? So which are the minimum marks? So let's go for it. 82, 92, 95, 80 and 88. So you can see the list is science. So you can say that in science subject, she scored list marks, that is 80 marks scored by her. The third question, as you can see, the languages, right? In which language she scored more marks and by how much? So as you can see, the first two bars shows language marks, that is English and Sanskrit, one with 82 and 92. So we have to say that yes, Sanskrit, she scored more marks, and by how much it is asked. So you have to show the difference. 92 minus 82, that is 10. So she scored 10 more marks in Sanskrit than English. So this is the way at the bar graph we could answer the question and we get the information at a glance. What is the benefit of it? We get the information at a glance. And now let's go with the drawing of bar graph. So when it comes to drawing of bar graph, again you have to pay attention what we did in interpretation. So first of all, we have to look at the data given, and we have to decide whether we'll draw it horizontally and vertically. I will show you one example with horizontally as well as vertically. You can just remember, it's for your information. The horizontal one line, which we call it as x-axis, and the vertical line, which is perpendicular to this x, is we call it as y-axis. Okay, and they meet each other at 0. Please remember this. They meet each other. Okay, and here First of all, you decide whether you want to do horizontal arrangement or vertical arrangement. It's up to you. I will take the example here with horizontal arrangement first, and then I'll show you with the vertical also. So this is the example here which we can discuss it with for drawing the graph. So once we decide the horizontal or vertical, what we have to decide the scale. So looking at the numbers, we decide that what scale we are going to take it. Okay, which is very important part of graph, because see, drawing bars is not a difficult one or not such complex task, but you have to remember that you have to choose the scale very carefully. So that depends on your number. If your numbers are in hundreds, definitely you cannot go with 1 centimeter. As you can see, it's a graph book, and on the graph paper you have one box, could you see, with a dark green color, that is nothing but 1 centimeter. So we represent here 1 centimeter as some unit. Maybe it could be 10, it could be 20, it could be 2, it could be 50 or 100, depends on the number. So here you can see the example taken from your textbook exercise, that number of mathematics books solved by the shopkeeper on 6 consecutive days. So as you see the numbers here, it starts with 10, 20, and it end up with the highest number as 70. Naturally, so a maximum number which you have to show it on the graph page is 70. So as you can see your graph page, okay, horizontally it goes with number about 12 and 13 boxes, and vertically it goes with near about 24 to 25 centimeters. So that is 24 to 25 boxes here. Okay, so it's always advisable that you go with horizontal graph, that is your x-axis. The horizontal line shows the days here, okay, and your vertical line shows the numbers, whatever is the number. It could be the marks, or it could be number of books, or it could be any other number form, so which is called as a frequency. As you have seen, we have represented in the tabular form. So that frequency, the number, we shown it on the vertical part, that is on the y-axis, as we have more number of boxes here. So choosing the scale here, I will choose it, since it is 70 is the maximum, so I can take 1 centimeter as 5 books. Okay, so we represent, and how do we write here? One box, so starting with 0, as I told you, where they are meeting each other, 0, then 1 centimeter, so that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on it goes. And you can see on the horizontal line, we write here Sunday to Friday, all 6 days. I can keep the width of 3. See, I'm taking 3 boxes and then writing Sunday, 3 boxes again, then Monday, and so on. Or it's up to you. You can take 1 box as Sunday, Monday, or you can take 2 also, depending on the space available to you. So it's up to you how you do it. But you remember that your bars has to be with of the same width. Okay, इसकी size, width change नहीं होनी चाहिए, and you have to see that the space between them should be the same. So you can see here, this is the way the graph is prepared. I hope you have understood how to draw the graph. Okay, I have shown this with the horizontal vertical arrangement also. So anyway you can choose it. It depends on the data. If there are some more pointers, like if you have told you, like 12 months sale or is depicted, suppose यहाँ पे Sunday से Friday लिया है, and they is represented by 12 months, so definitely you have to go the data with the portrait form. आपको थोड़ा सा landscape में जाना पड़ेगा. You have to take that longer one as x axis and the vertical with the y axis, or scale definitely यहाँ पे different होगा. So this is the way graph is drawn. So be careful, as I told you, the scale and the width and the space. Okay, to be very careful. Thank you, children. I hope you have understood the topic well. Thanks a lot.